In the meantime, the devotees had arranged a kirtan. Many of them had joined it. The party started at the Panchabhuti and moved toward the master's room. Hriday blew the horn. Gopidas played the drum, and two devotees played the cymbals. Sri Ramakrishna sang. O man, if you would live in bliss, repeat Lord Hari's name. Then you will lead a life of joy and go to paradise, and feed upon the fruit of moksha evermore. Such is the glory of his name. I give you the name of Hari, which Shiva, God of gods, repeats aloud with his 5 mouths. The master danced with the strength of a lion and went into samadhi. Regaining consciousness of the outer world, he sat down in his room and began to talk with Keshab and the other devotees. Master, God can be realized through all paths. It is like your coming to Dakshineshwar by carriage, by boat, by steamer, or on foot. You have chosen the way according to your convenience and taste. But the destination is the same. Some of you have arrived earlier than others, but all have arrived. The more you rid yourself of upadhis, the nearer you will feel the presence of God. Rainwater never collects on a high mount. It collects only in lowland. Similarly, the water of God's grace cannot remain on the high mount of egotism. Before God, one should feel lowly and poor. One should be extremely watchful. Even clothes create vanity. I notice that even a man suffering from an enlarged spleen sings Nidhu Babu's light songs when he is dressed up in a black bordered cloth. There are men who spout English whenever they put on high boots. And when an unfit person puts on an ochre cloth, he becomes vain. The slightest sign of indifference to him arouses his anger and pique. God cannot be seen without yearning of heart. And this yearning is impossible unless one has finished with the experiences of life. Those who live surrounded by women and gold and have not yet come to their end of experiences do not yearn for God. When I lived at Kamarpukur, Hriday's son, a child 4 or 5 years old, used to spend the whole day with me. He played with his toys and almost forgot everything else. But no sooner did evening come than he would say, I want to go to my mother. I would try to cajole him in various ways and would say, "Here, I'll give you a pigeon." But he wouldn't be consoled with such things. He would weep and cry, "I want to go to my mother." He didn't enjoy playing any more. I myself wept to see his state. One should cry for God that way, like a child. That is what it means to be restless for God. One doesn't enjoy play or food any longer. After one's experiences of the world are over, one feels this restlessness and weeps for God. The devotees sat in silence, listening to the master's words. When evening came, a lamp was lighted in the room. Preparations were being made for feeding Keshab and the devotees. Keshab, with a smile. "What? Puffed rice again today?" Master, smiling. "Hriday knows." The devotees were served first with puffed rice and then with luchi and curries on leaf plates. All enjoyed the meal very much. It was about 10 o'clock when supper was over. The master went to the Panchabhuti with Keshab and the devotees. Master, to Keshab and the others. One can very well live in the world after realizing God. Why don't you first touch the granny and then play hide and seek? After attaining God, a devotee becomes unattached to the world. He lives like a mudfish. The mudfish keeps its body unstained, though it lives in mud. About 11 o'clock, the Brahmos became eager to go home. Pratap said, "It would be nice if we could spend the night here." Master, to Keshab, "Why not stay here tonight?" Keshab, smiling, "No, I have business to attend to. I must go." Master, "Why must you, my dear sir? Can't you sleep without your fish basket?" Once a fishwife was a guest in a gardener's house. She was asked to sleep in a room full of flowers, but she couldn't get any sleep there. All laugh. She was restless and began to fidget about. The gardener called to her, "Hello there. Why aren't you asleep?" "Oh, I don't know," said the fishwife. "There are flowers here. The smell keeps me awake. Can't you bring me my fish basket?" She sprinkled a little water in the basket, and when she smelled the fish, She fell fast asleep. All laugh heartily. Keshab took a few of the flowers that he had offered at Sri Ramakrishna's feet on his arrival. He and his Brahmo devotees cried out as they saluted the Master, "Hail, Nabobidhan!" Thus they bade him adieu.